Good morning. You're in time for Kirk in the morning. My name is Aida Munzati. So as I said, you're in time for Kirk in the morning. We are ready to update you on everything that will be happening today as well as during the week and whatever happened during the weekend. My name is Aida Munzati. Remember, we're also coming to you live on all our social media pages, Kirk TV Kenya on Facebook as well as YouTube. The hashtag to use on Twitter is hashtag Kirk in the morning, and we are on Twitter as Kirk TV_Kenya. Remember, you can also send in your comments as well as questions in regards to the conversation that we'll be having later on with a counseling psychologist as far as politics and mental wellness is concerned. Send in your SMS questions as well as comments via our SMS number, that is 0111 220044. For starters, let's get straight to the traffic updates. Well, let's get you started as far as the traffic updates is concerned. We start by looking at the CBD, that is the city square. Everything looks to be moving, and the traffic is definitely moving, being a Monday. But outside the CBD, looking at Upper Hill as well, things are smooth. Looking at the community area that is in Upper Hill, that's the only place where we are seeing a little bit of traffic right there. Looking at Ngong Road, there's also a little bit of traffic. Valley Road is clear until Milimani Road, where there's a little bit of traffic or clog right there as you head into the CBD. Mombasa Road is clear as we look at it, but a little bit clogged as you get into Uhuru Highway. Definitely Mombasa Road is clear as far as the Nairobi Expressway is concerned. Just trying to definitely make vehicles move right there. Bunyala Road roundabout is a little bit clogged right there, but the city center looks free. Haile Selassie is also moving. Kamukunji in the lower part of town is also moving, so you can just find alternative routes if the different roads that you're using this morning are a little bit clogged up. So get set and ready for the day to go about your businesses as well as the activities of the day. That is all we had for you as far as the traffic updates is concerned. Well, so coming up next, we'll be looking at the newspaper review or the newspaper updates, just exactly what is in the Daily Nation as well as the Standard newspaper. We'll be looking at different things. Remember, it is like the last day of our President Uhuru Kenyatta. In a few hours, definitely President-elect William Ruto will be taking oath of office. So that's what we'll be sharing with you as far as the newspaper updates are concerned. But first, let's get the introduction. Well, so we start by the Daily Nation. Remember, we have the Daily Nation and the Standard newspaper on both. The top page of the two newspapers is all about the last act, or Uhuru's exit, being the last day of his reign or tenure. Looking at the Daily Nation, the top page of the Daily Nation, the reign of Kenyatta, that is from 20 2013 to 2022. That is the story that you'll find on the top page of the Daily Nation. And just to quote what the Daily Nation says as far as that is concerned: end of an era, rejected at home as a novice 20 years ago, branded a Moi project and indicated by the International Criminal Court for crimes against humanity. Kenya's fourth president, who leaves office in just a few hours, has navigated hostile territories and survived the backstabbing and flagrant treachery of the political trenches. But as he walks out of State House to the disapproving bosoms of a backyard that has rejected his Raila project, can he regain his footing? That's a question right there that the Daily Nation is asking at the top of his page. And that's a story that you can find on the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, until the 9th page of the Daily Nation. Looking at the 2nd page, as I mentioned, it's all about Uhuru's legacy. That is from 2013 to 2022. The 2nd page says Uhuru Kenyatta from Moi project to the making of the Raila project. That's a story that you can read for yourself on the 2nd page, as well as the 3rd page through the 11th page of the Daily Nation. And just looking at the 3rd page of the Daily Nation, they say numbers don't lie. The two-faced legacy of 10 years of Jubilee. They are definitely just looking at the good side of the Jubilee government as far as President Uhuru Kenyatta is concerned, as well as the bad side of it. Now, for the good side, they are mentioning of roads, electricity, land, huduma centers, GDP, as well as tax. Those are stories that you can read in depth in the 3rd page of the Daily Nation. And on the bad side of the Jubilee government, they are talking of public debt, corruption, taxes, and public wage bill. Those are stories that you can read for yourself on the 3rd page through the 11th page of the Daily Nation. On the 4th page, still on the same story, which way Uhuru weighing the options as president leaves office. And remember, this is a story that you can definitely send in your comments. What will you remember Uhuru Kenyatta, or President Uhuru Kenyatta, for in the 10 years that he has ruled Kenya? So you can send in your SMS or comments via our SMS number. That is 0111220044. The number is 0111220044. You can also do the same via our social media. That is Facebook at Kirk TV Kenya, as well as YouTube, and Twitter is Kirk TV_Kenya. So the Daily Nation is all about Uhuru's exit. As I mentioned, you can get that story from the top page through the 11th page of the Daily Nation. Now let's switch gears to the Standard newspaper, and the top page of the Standard newspaper, it's still about Uhuru's exit, the last act. That is their headline right there, with President Uhuru Kenyatta right there giving a salute with the photo that the Standard newspaper has used. They are still using end of an era as their subtitle right there. Today is the last day of President Uhuru Kenyatta's reign. As he retires, Kenyans will remember him for different things. Some will see the major infrastructure projects as his biggest achievements. Others will feel his contribution in the health sector as groundbreaking as they bid farewell to the country's fourth president. Remember, in just a few hours, President-elect William Samoei Ruto will be taking his oath, or he'll be sworn in officially into office. These are just giving Uhuru Kenyatta a few hours definitely into the office. So the Standard newspaper shares over the good side of President Uhuru's reign. They talk of infrastructure, devolution. They're also talking of public debt as well as the Daily Nation, as well as the budget. So they are talking of the country's budget doubled from 1.6 trillion in 2013 to 3.29 trillion, that is in 2022. Still on the top page of the Standard newspaper, they are talking of President-elect William Ruto comments yesterday when he said, "Leave the cartels to me," vows Ruto. So President-elect promised to crush corruption networks and revive the economy. That is a story that you can find on the 15th page of the Standard newspaper. Still on the top page, they're talking of Azimio readies troop for opposition role. That is page 8 of the Standard newspaper. That is a story that you can read on the 8th page of the Standard newspaper. So the Standard newspaper second page looks at Uhuru's past 10 years. They are looking at healthcare, creation of jobs as well, ignored court orders, regional peace efforts, as well as public debt. That's a conversation definitely that you can send in your comments. What will you remember President Uhuru Kenyatta for in the last 10 years that he has ruled Kenya? Looking at the third page of the Standard newspaper, clerics call for tolerance and acceptance ahead of tomorrow's swearing in. You can still find that story on the third page of the Standard newspaper. Looking at the fourth page of the Standard newspaper, that is President Kenyatta's photo, as well as the President-elect William Ruto's photo right there when they were still in good terms. So the subtitle there is Uhuru Ruto, Sour Relations Could Change, Power Transfer Tradition. This is all about what exactly will President Uhuru's speech incorporate when he'll be handing over power to the President-elect William Samoei Ruto. You can read for yourself that story on the fourth page of the Standard newspaper. On the sixth page of the Standard newspaper is all about who will head the Council of Governors. So governors, they talk of Azimio Kenya Kwanza, battle shifts to Council of Governor. So the faces that are there, we are seeing Kajiado Governor Joseph Olelenku, we have Kirinyaga Governor Anne Waiguru, Makueni Governor Mutula Kilonzo Jr., Wajir Governor Ahmed Abdullahi, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja, as well as Bungoma Governor Ken Lusaka. So the question is, who will head the Council of Governor? Is it one from Azimio la Umoja, or a governor from Azimio la Umoja side, or the Kenya Kwanza side? Now, the seventh page of the Standard newspaper, they are looking at the package that awaits Uhuru Kenyatta as he exits office, or as he exits government. So you can read for yourself that story on the 7th page of the Standard newspaper. So the story on Uhuru's exit goes through the Standard newspaper until the 8th page of that particular newspaper. So just looking at both the newspaper, they have just they are looking at Uhuru's tenure, or Uhuru's era, the 10 years that Uhuru Kenyatta has governed the country as the president. Those are stories that you can definitely read for yourself on both the Standard newspaper and the Daily Nation. So stay tuned to Kirk in the morning. We'll take a very short break. When we come back, we'll be looking at what exactly will be happening today, what will be happening tomorrow as far as President-elect William Samoei Ruto's swearing in is concerned, as well as his remarks yesterday and Saturday as far as his governance is concerned. Remember, we're also coming to you live on Facebook as well as YouTube. Kirk TV Kenya, the SMS number is 0111220044. Let's take a very short break. We'll be right back.
This program has been made possible by the friends and partners of Joyce Meyer Ministries.
You know, the great thing about God is no matter how many mistakes you've made in the past, you don't have to keep making them. And the more we choose the right thing, the more we get out of the messes that we're in. Everybody has emotions. Well, at least most people do. Some people you think could use having a few more, but we're going to start with the people who just have an abundance of them, and they tend to be led and guided by them rather than being guided by the Spirit. So our emotions do not tell us the truth. They tell us how we feel. Your mind doesn't necessarily tell you the truth unless it's been totally renewed by the Word of God. Your mind and my mind tells us what we think. And so probably more than anything else, people tell me and they tell you, and when you're talking to each other, you
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90647.
A mistake. I am not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much, and He has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By then kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the
Without health, life is not life. As human beings, we need complete mental, physical, and social well-being, not just the absence of disease. Regardless of what disease, condition, health system status, or information gap, we are here not just to convey or state, but to explain and break it down in the most basic way, for your health is key and it matters. Every Monday from 7:30 p.m., I will help you find out how to look after your health, live healthier for longer, and be in total control of your health. So catch Fit to Live every Monday through Friday at 6:30 a.m. and 4:30 p.m. Together, let's have fun, get fit, and stay healthy. My name is Aida Munzatsi. I'll be your host for this show. Remember, your health always matters. Welcome back, and thank you so much for keeping it Kirk TV this morning. Remember, we're also coming to you live on Facebook as well as YouTube, Kirk TV Kenya. You can also send in or make the show interactive via our SMS number, that is 0111 220044. Remember, in a few minutes we'll be having a discussion that is with the two counseling psychologists, where we'll be looking at politics and mental wellness. But right now, let's look at the news updates. Now, President William Ruto, or the President-elect William Ruto, has spoken on the state of economy in Kenya, stating that his leadership will steer the country to reduce the high debt, asking all business owners to pay tax as is expected of them. Speaking yesterday during a church service in Maua, Ruto thanked residents of Meru County for their confidence in his leadership by voting for him during the August 9th general elections.
Ili tuweze kukomesha kukopa pesa, kwa sababu tumekopa sasa karibu inafika trilioni 10, na ni lazima tusimamishe. Na ili tuweze kusimamisha, lazima kila mmoja wetu, yule ambaye uko na biashara, tulipe ushuru. Kila mmoja wetu alipe kodi ya serikali, ndio tuwe na pesa ya kuendesha taifa letu la Kenya. Mimi nawaomba Wakenya wote, tumeambia watu wa Kenya Revenue Authority wajipange, wawache fujo, wawache kisirani, wawache lazima waongee na Wakenya kwa utaratibu na kwa heshima, ili kila mmoja wetu alipe ushuru vile anavyopaswa. Wakati tunatafuta pesa ya Hustlers Fund, kwa sababu lazima hawa mahasla tuwapatie pesa ili wafanye biashara, mimi nawauliza ninyi, tutapanga Hustlers Fund, na mkipata hiyo pesa mfanye biashara, mkumbuke kulipa ushuru, ndio muwe na pesa ya mwaka ujao, ndio tuongeze Hustlers Fund na tuweze kusimamia kama watu wa taifa letu la Kenya.
Now, the Deputy President-elect Rigathi Gachagua extended an invite to President Uhuru Kenyatta during tomorrow's swearing-in ceremony of the second top leaders of the country, expected to take place at the Moi International Sports Center, Kasarani. Rigathi says that even though President Uhuru did not support their candidature, he is welcome to attend the big event tomorrow and will be received he will receive respect as the outgoing leader of the nation.
Na niseme rais wetu Uhuru Kenyatta, tunamualika kwa heshima. Hatuna maneno na yeye. Yeye atapata heshima yake akistaafu. Tumechukua nafasi kumualika Kasarani, akuje apeane uongozi, mchana watu wakiangalia, alafu aende nyumbani apumzike.
Elsewhere, a section of leaders from the Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition have accused William Ruto for weakening the opposition by accepting those who defeat or those who defect from their coalition on different grounds. Speaking on the issue, former Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya has called out to President-elect William Ruto to stop enticing those in the Azimio la Umoja coalition, saying that the move is mobilizing the coalition, a step that will hinder the country from having a strong opposition.
Kenya is a multi-party and we must respect that. We don't want to go to again return to the KANU days where we used to have one party dominated the political scene of the country. We must have a strong opposition that will oversight the ruling party, and their promises is very unfortunate, and if they are being enticed to move, this is an election fraud. We call it an election fraud because you cannot be talking about Azimio just a week ago and then thereafter you move to Kenya Kwanza because maybe you want favors. Those are the leaders, I would say, cheap leaders. I will stick in the opposition. I've been given a chance to stay in opposition. Unfortunately, I've never been in government since I joined politics.
And Gatundu South MP Gabriel Kagombe has asked Martha Karua to be contented with the verdict of the Supreme Court upholding William Ruto's win. Responding to a clip by Martha Karua stating that she will proceed to the East Africa Court of Justice, Kagombe has termed such words as political theatrics and advised Azimio la Umoja running mate candidate to take a position in the opposition as the country has moved on past the electioneering period.
That Kenyans have moved on. Wakenya wameenda na wamewacha story. Hii maneno ya elections ilikwisha na Wakenya kesho kutwa tunaenda kuapisha president na maisha iendelee. Sasa I want to find out what element of law is she about to go and appeal in a court of in the East African court. When you think about it, you just realize she's looking for relevance. If she wants relevance, akuje, aketi, aseme, anataka kusaidiwa na serikali. Tutatafuta mahali atawekwa. Na sisi tulisema hii serikali hakuna nusu mkate. Unajua hiyo rais wetu William Ruto alisema hakuna maneno ya nusu mkate. Hata slice moja hakuna. So what we're saying is, Martha Karua should just be content. In any case, you know, when we find if it was someone like, I wish it was Kalonzo who was going to court. Martha Karua got no support even from her backyard. Hakuna mtu anamutaka. So what I would say is that Kenyans are tired. This side of the government is the one that kept saying that tuache siasa, tufanye. Sasa we are telling them, wacheni siasa. Wakati ya siasa umeisha, ni wakati wa kazi. So I'll tell Karua, tafadhali, Wakenya wamechoka. Wewe enda ufanye kazi yako ambayo ni ya kuangalia serikali iliyopo ukiwa upande wa opposition, na kweli umepatiwa kazi kama opposition to check the government. So go do your work. And we said we shall work with these people. They will work from opposition, our government, we will work from parliament, and the president will work from executive.
Now, elsewhere, just looking at still matters to do with governance in the health sector, Nairobi Governor Johnson Sakaja made an impromptu tour to Mama Lucy Hospital yesterday and expressed his shock due to the negligence at the hospital. The governor, accompanied by his deputy, apologized for the sorry state of the hospital that has been on scrutiny for maternal mortality due to negligence, promising that his leadership will oversee a change of delivery and services at the Mama Lucy Hospital.
Somebody has been told to get some dawa, and the dawa is not here. They're told to go get it elsewhere. Yet it's medicine that is used frequently, you know. And I have those examples. So let me not say any action that's being taken now. We like being objective and you know, get to the root cause. We're out of capacity here. There's need for expansion and need for our other facilities to be working. If we fully, you know, equip and revive the one in Kariobangi, we'll reduce the pressure here. I want to urge my MCAs, because I've come with a number of them, to help us to keep coming and seeing. I know there was a story that had been highlighted about Robert who lost his wife and has the 2 babies there at Kenyatta. I've spoken to Robert and I'll be going to say pole on behalf of the county and to give support to them. But all those actions can never return somebody who has died. We must do our best to protect life and to give the people of Nairobi the service that...
Well, that's all we had for you on news at this hour. Remember, in just a few hours to come, there is tomorrow, 13th of September 2022, the President-elect William Samoei Ruto will be sworn in, as well as the President-elect Rigathi Gachagua. So the question that we are asking this morning on Kirk in the Morning is, what will you remember the outgoing President Uhuru Kenyatta for, as far as probably probably infrastructure as well as the steps that he has made in the health sector. My name is Aida Munzatsi. We take a very short break. Remember, when we come back, we'll be looking at politics and mental wellness with the help of a counseling psychologist. So let's take a very short commercial break. We'll be right back in a few.
My name is Moaz Jamal. I'm the Managing Director of Associated Motors Limited. Associated Motors introduced the Isuzu brand of commercial vehicles into Kenya a little over 55 years ago. We've been with Family Bank a little over a year now. We've had a very good experience. There's always interaction between ourselves and the team at Family Bank. They've worked with us very much as part of the AM family. As a partner, they've always wanted to understand our business. In many ways, the name of the bank reflects what they do.
Our customers are family, and we want you to know that you can always bank on family.
I am not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much, and he has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By then, kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the name.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
We welcome your feedback on our programming. For questions or comments, kindly get in touch with us via email info@kirktv.org, SMS 0111 220044 or call us on 0794 588 054.
My name is Moaz Jamal. I'm the Managing Director of Associated Motors Limited. Associated Motors introduced the Isuzu brand of commercial vehicles into Kenya a little over 55 years ago. We've been with Family Bank a little over a year now. We've had a very good experience. There's always interaction between ourselves and the team at Family Bank. They've worked with us very much as part of the AM family. As a partner, they've always wanted to understand our business. In many ways, the name of the bank reflects what they do.
Our customers are family, and we want you to know that you can always bank on family.
Let all the children come to me, a mistake. I am not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much and he has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By the kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the name.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
We welcome your feedback on our programming. For questions or comments, kindly get in touch with us via email info@kirktv.org, SMS 011 22 0044 or call us on 0794 588 054.
Let all the children come to me, because in the name. I am not a mistake. I am not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much and he has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By the kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the name.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
Good journalism is bold, in-depth, unique, captivates, reflects, and impacts. To quench your thirst for exceptional stories that are about you, from you, and for you, Kirk TV presents itself as the hub of feature stories. Ranging from health and environment,
either there is extreme drought or extreme floods, and these will affect people.
Religion and politics.
And the man looked at the boy, looked at the mother, and told the boy, going forward, don't wet the bed again.
There come a time when the nation is more important than an individual.
Education and socio-economic issues.
Nasaidika kwa sababu nikishona moja mbili nauza, napata kitu ya kulisha watoto.
I have met with other tribes which I have never met before.
To other stories that touch on your day-to-day life.
Ja ndio iko mingi zaidi. Tafadhali mnasaidia maji ya nyazi.
Tinga tinga amekanyanga kila kitu.
Hatujawahi kuona mabadiliko yote kuhusiana na serikali ya kujengea sisi.
Kwanza kitu naweza omba tu nishikiliwe tu pande ya masomo tu ya watoto.
Kirk TV, the hub of feature stories.
We welcome your feedback on our programming. For questions or comments, kindly get in touch with us via email info@kirktv.org, SMS 011120044, or call us on 0794 588 054.
Good journalism is bold, in-depth, unique, captivates, reflects, and impacts. To quench your thirst for exceptional stories that are about you, from you, and for you, Kirk TV presents itself as the hub of feature stories. Ranging from health and environment,
either there is extreme drought or extreme floods, and these will affect people.
Religion and politics.
And the man looked at the boy, looked at the mother, and told the boy, going forward, don't wet the bed again.
There come a time when the nation is more important than an individual.
Education and socio-economic issues.
Nasaidika kwa sababu nikishona moja mbili nauza, napata kitu ya kulisha watoto.
I have met with other tribes which I have never met before.
To other stories that touch on your day-to-day life.
Ja ndio iko mingi zaidi. Tafadhali mnasaidia maji ya nyazi.
Tinga amekanyanga kila kitu.
Hatujawahi kuona mabadiliko yote kuhusiana na serikali ya kujengea sisi.
Kwanza kitu naweza omba tu nishikiliwe tu pande ya masomo tu ya watoto.
Kirk TV, the hub of feature stories.
Welcome back. This is Kirk in the Morning. Remember, if you're just joining us, we're also coming to you live on Facebook as well as YouTube at Kirk TV Kenya. The hashtag to use on Twitter is hashtag Kirk in the Morning, and we are on Twitter as Kirk TV_Kenya. Remember, as I mentioned earlier, we'll be having a discussion on politics and mental wellness. This is a topic that you can still weigh in your comments. If you have questions, feel free to share via our SMS number, that is 0111220044. My name is Aida Munzati, and we are getting straight into the discussion or this morning's conversation, that is a politics and mental wellness. So my guest today is on the far right is Josephine Rope, who is a counseling psychologist, and at the center or in the middle is Professor Catherine Gashuda, who is also a counseling psychologist and one of the counselors under the President's Assumption of Office Committee. Ladies, you're welcome, and we definitely look forward to learning from you as far as our politics and mental wellness is concerned.
Thank you.
All right, now just to start with you, Prof, when we are looking at our politics and mental wellness, what are your general thoughts about this topic?
Right, politics has a lot to do with us as a people, because when people talking politics, or when we are having political events like what we've been having, the elections within the country, there is how people get affected. We know politics have a way of charting the way forward in regard to many things for people, whether it's about economy and finances, whether it's about family life and how it gets affected by politics, or even individuals, whether it's about education. There are so many things, or everything about people is affected by politics, and therefore our people are very much alert. And like in Kenya, we are always politicking. If you go to other countries, like the Eastern countries, they do not talk about politics from morning to evening. We do talk about politics from morning to evening. But again, we know the centrality of politics in shaping people's lives and institutions' lives, and therefore it is important that we think about politics, but again how politics affects the mental health of our own people.
All right, thank you so much for that. Now, Prof has just mentioned of our politics now affecting the mental health of people. How would you say people are affected mentally by politics, Josephine?
Okay. Politics and mental health is a very big topic. So mental health basically is how one acts, how one thinks, and how one behaves. So when it comes to mental health, you have to check how one is behaving, how one is feeling. Politics is a public affair. So before one decides to get into it, they have to ask themselves, are they ready? What is the cost of politics? If I am a family person, if I am a father, if I am a husband, what is it going to implicate on my family directly? Am I going to sit down? Am I going to include my family? Am I going to tell them that I'm joining politics? Of course, in terms of finances, as Prof has said, it's going to be a shift. In politics also, people have to go to campaign mainly. So this means that you're going to give yourself. You have to set aside time and go and campaign. This means you have to involve masses. You have to be creative. You have to know how to win. You know how to talk. So in terms of politics and mental health, it affects how one will think, feel, behave in terms of a person. You know, even before politics, before one is called a politician, they are a person. You know, yes. For them to want that leadership position, they have to first understand that they are a person. They have to look at the bigger picture. Yes.
All right. Thank you so much for that. Now to you, Prof, Josephine has just mentioned a few on how probably politicians are supposed to be prepared before even getting into politics. How else would you say politicians should prepare, and not just politicians, but we citizens as well, because we also participate in politics, let me say directly.
Right. Politics is a process, and for the ones that want to be candidates, they need to prepare at a personal level. That sense of readiness is very cardinal to one succeeding at the end of it all. But at the same time, this is a person who is coming from a family, and it is important that you talk with a wife so that you can agree, this is the money that we're going to set aside so that our campaign is going to be facilitated. But at the same time, because the children are going to be affected too, you need to involve the children in helping them to see this is going to be a journey, and it can be a very nasty journey. How do you shield yourself from the impact of things that can be said about me, who is your mom or who is your father? Because I wouldn't want you to be injured. I wouldn't want you to carry my shame if things are going to be said, because the political propaganda sometimes can border lies, and therefore when lies are said about people, the family members are going to suffer. Whether it's the entire family or even in the neighborhood, you're going to be asking, is what has been said about so and so true? So having that meeting where you are looking into how the process is going to be like in terms of time that is going to be discharged into it, and who is going to be involved in the family to support the whole process, and the finances that are going to go into it, the whole works has to be discussed, so that when someone is being supported by family, then they are not being supported in a way where family members are feeling they are getting pulled into it without them consenting to it. They will feel that we have chosen to join into this process, and we would want our family member, whether that is dad or mom or a brother or sister or whoever it is, so that they can win. So that consenting to it and that having knowledge helps people to be able to feel okay. And even when it gets toxic and gets very nasty, they can be able to come back and say, how do we recharge ourselves and how do we refresh ourselves so that we can be able to continue on with this particular process, and how eventually are we going to make sure that whatever has happened, the injuries that have happened along the way, that we are going to heal ourselves as a family.
All right, thank you so much for that, Prof. And now to you, Josephine. Other than let me talk over the family, as we put it, we have other activities. Let me talk over probably the travels. We remember during the campaign period, people were actually asking over a number of candidates, how come this person or a candidate A or B gets to travel throughout the country probably for long hours? What time do they have probably with their families? How would you say the long hours and the travels would affect now a candidate mentally?
Okay. The long hours and the travels, of course, will keep him away from the family. That will, of course, impact on him socially. He is alone. He is campaigning, and you see, as I had mentioned earlier, campaigning means giving yourself, and giving yourself not just socially but personally. You are vying for a position, so you also have to convince yourself. So also it impacts on himself financially, because away from, you see, travel requires money. Coming from one place to another, and as politics is public, you are meeting strangers. You see, you have to stand here and sell yourself and say, this is what I am offering to do for you, people of the public. So socially, financially, also psychologically, you know, you have to have a lot of you have to believe in yourself. You have to stand tall and talk to yourself in the morning and tell yourself, okay, I can do it. If you do not have someone to tell you you can do it in the morning, then it will be a bit tough. If you're far away from your family, if you're far away from friends, or you're far away from you know, people you know, it's very tough, because public will not automatically welcome you. You can get to go somewhere and you'll get heckled, or you can get bullied, or you can get chased away. So you have to have an affirmation. You have to set boundaries for yourself. Know that at the end of the day that you're a person. Even if you're going outside there to campaign, the bigger picture is that you're a person. This is a political time. You will go back to your family. You know, you want this for yourself, yes, but at the end of the day, what matters? Is it this politics, or is it my family, or is it my mental health? Yes. So basically prioritizing what matters.
Okay. Now, the politicians as well as citizens could be knowing that probably they are being affected mentally, or they could not be on the know whether they are being affected or not. Now, before even the elections and the results of elections, we have the campaigning period as we talk about it. How would you say probably a politician would now get to realize that they are being affected? What would you say are some of the signs that they'll start showing just to know that they are not fit mentally?
Right. When one has gone through a growing process of activities, because we are saying there are activities upon activities, you're not getting enough sleep, because there is so much to do and the time is measured when the elections are going to be held, and therefore you have to try and make sure that you do all that needs to be done. How do you know? The experience of the politician would be, I'm feeling fatigued, I am not able to sleep very well, I am getting very irritable, I am not able to socialize very well with my family members, because when I come back I don't have the energy for them. So there is what is happening at the social level, not wanting to connect because you at home, because you have connected so much out there, or even feeling like you have a headache. That is at the more physical level. There is what you feel, or even that fatigue, or even feeling like your head is lolling, all those kind of things. Then you realize, I'm not okay. Or even at spiritual level, where you feel like I'm not able to play, I am feeling like there is no meaning and purpose of what I am doing, especially when you go and you realize there are so many obstacles that has been laid ahead of you. So spiritually, there is how you get affected, meaning that you're getting affected all rounded, whether it's behaviorally or spiritually or relationally, or even at the emotional level, you're feeling sad. Sometimes you feel very excited, super excited. So the way to know that you're getting affected is by tracking down yourself on all those components to see how you're faring, whether you're faring well or you're not faring well. What people see are the signs, what you experience are the symptoms. So there is what people will see and they'll say, Dad, you're not well. You seem to be pulling away from us. You seem not to be engaging with us. You seem to be, your skin seems to be becoming very dry, and you're not that kind of a person who has a dry skin, because it can come out physically, even in how we look. And therefore it's important to pick feedback from other people, because they are seeing you, especially the ones that are very intimate or they are close to you, like family members. And it's important to listen to yourself to see how you're moving on.
And would you say the same probably is also experienced with the supporters as well?
Yeah. Because they are working together, they are listening together with the candidate, and therefore even for them time is of essence. Eating, they are not able to eat and to allow the food to get into the stomach well. And so you're still moving, and therefore you're going to get the same burnout, you're going to get the same fatigue. Indeed, when you're talking about burnout, because one of the things or the conditions they suffer more is burnout, is that it is wear and tear. If they are wearing and tearing because this is a list where they do not have enough time and the resources are strained to the limit, and therefore you're always thinking, will I have the finances to be able to go to the very end of this particular race? So yeah, even the ones that are supporting in the process, they go through the same kind of draining situations, and therefore the impact will be on them just like the candidate.
Right. Now, Josephine, before we look at probably how do we now cope with all the signs that our prof has talked about, we are past, let me say, the elections period. And we have definitely those that won and we have those that lost. How would you say, now for those that lost, how would you say or how would you recommend that someone now deals with the loss?
Okay. Loss basically is not something that it's basically negative. So loss of election, since that's what is at hand, is in as much as it's said every day, is accepting. Accepting is easier said than done, but look at the bigger picture. What I mean by the bigger picture, when this person got into this race, vying this position, the cost, the implication, there's whatever they went through. So them knowing that they need to move on is know that there is, at even in school, the way there's got to be a number one, number two, you know, until the last. So accepting and moving on. Secondly is reaching out. Reaching out means talking to friends, expressing how you feel. Normally we say that half, you know, whatever you talk from within is half shared, half, when you talk about it, is half solved.
Half solved.
So when you share what is within, it will be half solved. Keep away from social media. What I mean by that is when you limit yourself from social media, it will reduce the anxiety that comes with it, because there are so many people who are online who have different comments, negative, positive, you know, people will comment in any manner and they will trigger all manner of emotions. And in this case, if somebody lost, they will feel even more triggered, and they might even end up having even worse and negative emotions. You know, we found even people who might even go to the point of taking their own lives, which is quite sad. So keeping away from social media, you know, taking a break. It is very difficult, but going into prayer, you know, just taking time, going to prayer, talk to somebody who's not a human being, sit down, converse with God. He understands what no human can ever understand, you see. And basically also setting boundaries for yourself, knowing where you have come from, so appreciating yourself, knowing that before this I had a life. I am here, even if it is a loss in quotes. I am still here. I still have a future. I still can still forge on. I have a lesson that I can teach and learn and impart on others.
Yeah. All right. Now, Prof, you being one of the councillors that under the President's Assumption of Office Committee, this shows that definitely the government understands that probably the politicking and the campaigning period it will not, at the end of it, end so well for some of the members. So me as a politician, probably I'm being affected mentally. Why would you say someone still gets into politics knowing that at the end of it probably I might win or I might not win, and there are still consequences in this as far as the conversation is concerned, now talking of now the mental part of it? Why would I still go into politics and I know that I'll still be affected probably mentally?
You know, you cannot avoid things that are part of life. And getting into politics, when you get into the race, you want to get a job. And therefore, they are looking for prospects, and no one can deny a person from taking advantage of the prospects that are there. When they are getting into the race, they are getting into it because you would want to serve the people. You have a calling of serving the people in that way. Just like you have a calling in serving the people in like journalism, is the same way for the people who are persuaded that my way of serving the people is by being a politician and holding a political office and making sure that the needs of the people are met by me as a politician, and we need them as citizenry, and therefore they are seeing an opportunity, they would want to get into it, but the process of it is the one that is very risky. Once they get into the office, they are okay, they'll continue serving the people, but before you get there, you have to deal with the political process that sometimes can put you in a very risky situation. And therefore, if you want to become a politician, then you have to be ready to be very resilient. You have to be ready to continually work on yourself and have a support system that is going to walk the journey with you, because that kind of a support system will keep on telling you it's okay, you are okay, the way you are addressing people is okay, you can change here and there, they give the feedback. And I think when politicians are elected eventually, they are happy, they are jubilant, they are excited, but we also need to look at the flip side of it. When you do not get that political office, then just like Josephine has said, you're going to be sad, you're going to feel like you are a failure, you're going to feel embarrassed, you're going to feel ashamed. There are all kinds of emotions that you're going to have, and that is why politicians still require support, require counseling support. You have said, does that mean that the government acknowledges that counseling is important? Yes, the government acknowledges that this is a very rigorous process that a politician goes through, and therefore would want to put measures and would want to put programming that is going to shield a Kenyan citizenry from getting damaged and destroyed completely. You realize when you look at the World Health Organization statistics, 2013 and 2017, we had the highest preference of suicide. Meaning that political events, they push people to the edge to a point they consider committing suicide. That can be a citizenry who is feeling my candidate did not win, and therefore I have no hope anymore, and decides to commit suicide. So even the mwananchi out there gets affected, the one who is watching. The one who is not even participating, is not in the campaign trail, but is watching, and their hopes are dimmed, because as you go to elect, you are hopeful that your person is going to be elected. If your person is not going to be elected, then what happens to you? So government needs to take care of its own people through counseling, because when you're talked to, then you are reassured, then you have hope, then you know it is not the end of life. I still can have a continuity and even vie again, or even vote again, or even support a person again.
All right. Now, you've spoken so well in terms of, let me say, the responsibilities that comes with now you being elected as a leader. And to you, Josephine, I've been elected as a leader, especially for the first timers. We have a number of people who have been elected in, even as governors, senators, MCAs, and all the seats that were being vied for as first timers. You might get into office probably with the excitement, with the lots of responsibilities. Will this still affect someone mentally, and how does this person now adjust to these new roles that have come with in the office that they've just been chosen in?
Yes. Yes, to answer your question, it would affect someone mentally, because this is a new role. This feels like it's they have a lot on their plate. There's a lot of people looking up to them. They'll feel anxious. Anxiety comes because they'll feel they went to the field, they got the votes. Now they ask themselves, okay, can I deliver? Yes, I can deliver. There will be critics. Basically, in every stage of life, it's not a smooth sail. There will be challenges, there will be critics. Also, since they are a new person, there's also the old office. In the old office, there were challenges, there was backlog, whatever was left there before. Also, the new workers, there's a new environment, you're meeting new people, meaning the socialization, you're meeting new people, how will you socialize, will you fit in? Also, you say in terms of religion, if you're Islam or you are Christian, also religious views, you should not also make my clash, or, will you adapt wholly as a person? Also, being a politician requires you to be a leader. What does it mean to be a leader? Being a leader does not mean you be a controller, it means you be an example, this humility, do you have the leadership skills, it starts with yourself. So basically, as a new person in office, you need to self-evaluate. Do you have that self-awareness as a person? Do you have the leadership skills? Are you that honest with yourself, to take up this mantle? Do you have people to mentor you? Are you ready to be mentored? Are you ready to be criticized? Are you ready to take up the challenges? Do you know when there's failure, how are you going to take up the challenges? How are you going to adapt to change? Because change has to come in every organization. Yes.
Now, to you, Prof, just on the same, what would you say, probably just by naming, are some of the things that these leaders can do very quick in terms of adjusting now to the new roles?
Number one, they need to go back to family and see how they are going to move forward and what kind of different support is going to be required from family. They also need to think through, just like Josephine has said, I am assuming a new position, maybe I was there before or I'm there for the first time. What are the new realities that I need to contend with? And do I have the skills that are required, or are there skills that I need now to look for through training so that I can be able to deliver and deliver ably to the people of Kenya who have chosen me in that particular office, whether it's governor or MCA or any other position. The other thing to do is to talk to the campaign teams. I hope they have done that so that they can also thank them. And for the ones that were injured along the way, that they can seek professional help for them so that everyone is going to be taken care of and you're not abandoning people when they are still hurting and they are still being injured. The other thing is now to be conversant with one's role so that you can be able to deliver and deliver ably. I also want to say, for a politician who has been given an office, it's important for you to have a counselor, whether it's a family counselor or it's a counselor for yourself who walks the journey with you, or a psychologist who walks the journey with you, so that when you go through the difficult moments, then you can be able to talk through. You can use the psychologist as a sounding board to help you to be able to go through the difficult hurdles of your own life as a politician.
Well, thank you so much. So we'll take a very short break. Remember, we are looking at politics and mental wellness. That was Josephine as well as Professor Catherine, just sharing with us their thoughts or opinions as far as mental health and politics is concerned. Remember, you can send in your comments as well as questions via our SMS number. That is 0111 22 0044. Let's take a very short break. We'll be right back. Yeah.
My name is Moaz Jamal. I'm the Managing Director of Associated Motors Limited. Associated Motors introduced the Isuzu brand of commercial vehicles into Kenya a little over 55 years ago. We've been with Family Bank a little over a year now. We've had a very good experience. There's always interaction between ourselves and the team at Family Bank. They've worked with us very much as part of the AM family, as a partner. They've always wanted to understand our business. In many ways, the name of the bank reflects what they do.
Our customers are family, and we want you to know that you can always bank on family.
I am not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much, and he has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By the kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the name.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
Good journalism is bold, in-depth, unique, captivates, reflects, and impacts. To quench your thirst for exceptional stories that are about you, from you, and for you, Kirk TV presents itself as the hub of feature stories. Ranging from health and environment,
either there is extreme drought or extreme floods, and these will affect people.
Religion and politics.
And the man looked at the boy, looked at the mother, and told the boy, going forward, don't wet the bed again.
There come a time when the nation is more important than an individual.
Education and socio-economic issues.
Nasaidika kwa sababu nikishona moja mbili nauza, napata kitu ya kulisha watoto.
I have met with other types which I have never met before.
To other stories that touch on your day-to-day life.
Njaa ndio iko mingi zaidi. Tafadhali mnasaidia maji ya nyazi.
Tingatinga amekanyanga kila kitu.
Hatujawahi kuona mabadiliko yote kuhusiana na serikali ya kujengea sisi.
Kwanza kitu naweza omba tu nishikiliwe tu pande ya masomo tu ya watoto.
Kirk TV, the hub of feature stories.
Welcome back. This is Kirk in the Morning. My name is Aida Munzati, and on set I'm still with Josephine Rope as well as Professor Catherine Kashuda, who are counseling psychologists, and they're just helping us with the topic of discussion today, that is politics and mental wellness. So Prof, to you, during the break we were just discussing of now this special group of children as well as now the family unit as far as a marriage is concerned. How would you say children are affected mentally with politics, both for those candidates who won as well as those children to those candidates that did not win?
Right. You know, children are in the family and they follow through with the views of the parents, even the candidates that the parents are electing. That means that if a candidate is not going to go through, a child is going to be equally sad. A child is going to be going through grief, is going to be going through turmoil of stress because a candidate has lost that the parents were supporting and even they voted for. And therefore, children have to be brought on board in being helped to process that information, to see that failing or even not getting it is part of life, so that they can start learning some of the things that are very vital in life, that when you go through experiences and those experiences they don't favor you, then you have to get a way of processing those experiences so that you can be at peace with them. If, like for example, the candidate that the parents were supporting went through, then the parents are very happy, they're very excited. But then the children need to be taught, how do you regulate your happiness? How do you regulate your being jubilant so that you're not also affecting the people who lost? Because we need moderation and we need to take care of each other. For children, it's a learning process to coexist with other people and also to know how to handle experiences of failure and experiences of achievement and success in their own lives. So you can take that as a learning process for the children. When it comes now to a marriage relationship and you have different views, then you need now to synchronize and say politics come and go, and we do not want our marriage to be hurt and blistered by something that comes and goes. We would need now to tell each other, let's make peace, let's see how we are going to be handling our different views even into the future, or our common views even into the future, so that we can be more solidified but not more separated and disunited and conflicted by experiences that come into our lives.
Okay, and thank you for that. To you, Josephine, now in terms of, let me say, the society and the communities, for those candidates that probably did not make it to clinch the seats that they were vying for, how would you say the society can help take care of these members?
Okay. The society members, they're the voters, right? They're the ones who go and listen to these people when they're going to campaign, meaning they're the ones who need to encourage them. That is positive talk. They need to be there for them. What I mean is physically, that is have positive talk. So as for the people in the society, they need to be encouraged. You see, this person who has lost this election needs to be welcomed back into the society like a hero. What I mean is they came into this and they said whatever they said. They wanted to vie for this position and they lost. They have to still be accepted and say, you made an effort. You know, even if you did not win, we accepted that you made an effort. We accept that you made a change. You encourage the youth. If it's a youth who was vying for a higher seat, you have encouraged a lady or a man or say a persons with disability, because persons with disabilities are also included. You have encouraged somebody in society to actually come up and vie. So the society needs to embrace these people back and say it is okay. Normally in counseling or in therapy we say it is okay not to be okay. When we accept that we are not okay, that is the first step to healing. So healing comes by accepting that we are wounded. Just the same way when we go to war. In war we either win or lose. So we come wounded. So with those wounds we come and clean those wounds, we nurse those wounds, we say okay, we learned this from the war. Now the war in this case is the politics. There's the financial impact, what did I learn? There's a social, I made friends. There's the emotional bit, we cried, we laughed. There's also the connections I made. It is very possible that after that one might get a job, even if not as a politician. You might even get another career that is not even being in the political scene, because you are seen in that politicking or in the campaign period. Yes.
Thank you for that. And now we have a number of questions here. I think I'll ask you one. That is as far as the signs are concerned. Someone is asking, a lot of politicians gain weight during the campaigns. Is this a sign of stress and pressure?
It is a sign of stress and pressure. Why I say that is because gaining weight, losing weight, you know, an over or under sleeping, losing weight, and overly doing something is usually a stress response. You're responding to stress. Normally at optimal or a normal level, then you're supposed to be sleeping right. You see, as Prof said earlier, one lacks sleep because you're overworking. The campaign is tedious. You are supposed to be, basically because you're outside there, there's minimal time to eat or to sleep. The campaign team also needs you, everybody needs you, so at the end of the day, you will either lose weight a lot or gain weight a lot. So it is a stress response. Yes.
Okay, now to you, Prof. Now I think on the same top issue that we are discussing as far as marriage and relationship are concerned, if one's partner does not want them to join the political scene, how should that conflict be handled? Just on the same, why do wives blame their husbands after losing instead of supporting?
When a partner does not want a spouse to join the campaign or to vie for a particular position, then onus is on the person who wants to vie to try and see ways in which he or she can convince the partner about I need this because of these particular reasons, and also be cognizant. Saying no would be a sign of I fear, I am not very sure whether this is not going to plunge us into situations where we are going to be affected in ways we will never recover again. So listening to the partner is important. A lot of conversations, a lot of listening to each other, probably by listening and by also acknowledging that refusal would mean maybe even care for family, that family is not going to be purged in particular situations is very important. So I think that kind of a conversation is important for families. However, we have seen situations where those conversations are not held. And in the absence of those conversations that are healthy, then people feel defranchised and people feel not considered and not brought in. So family members should make sure that whatever is affecting them is going to be talked about so that they can be able to refresh themselves again and they can be able to rejuvenate themselves again. In situations where maybe they have gone through the process and someone has not won, again, this is a conversation that needs to be held because whether the win or whether the loss is something that is an experience for the family that needs to be clearly understood, and family members need to know that we can overcome. There is nothing that is so difficult for us. All that we need to do is to be open to that particular experience. Eventually we'll be able to handle it.
Okay, thank you for that. Now for our parting shot, my question will be now to this, let me say, politician who has won or lost. We have the mheshimiwa attitude. How do you now convince this mheshimiwa or this politician to come to you or to go for counseling? How do you convince them, even as you give your parting shot, Josephine?
Okay. This mheshimiwa needs to know that they are a person, that they need to know that at the end of the day they cannot do it without help of another, because we work in systems. We work in systems, that is, we are social beings. Social beings meaning we live in a community, in a society, and we need to coexist together. So we need to be there to help each other. So this mheshimiwa needs to understand that their mental health is very important. The way they think, the way they behave, the way they, the way they act needs to be sharpened. You see, like now a pencil, when it writes, it needs to be sharpened for it to be sharp, for it to continue writing. It's the same thing. That's why even in organizations there needs to be reviews. So it's the same thing with this mheshimiwa. This mheshimiwa is a leader. So a leader needs to be reminded or needs to be supported and needs to be told who he is, needs to be, basically have a support system. So a therapist is there to be, help with the coping mechanisms. There to also the mind. Basically what you feed the mind, it matters a lot. Also, my parting shot is there is no health without mental health. Basically, prioritize yourself. If today you feel you cannot do it, you leave everything and prioritize yourself. Breathe, relax, say a prayer, take that walk, and know at the end of the day, you matter. Yes.
Wow, thank you so much for that. Yeah. Now to you, Prof, I'd like you to speak not necessarily to the leaders, but to that supporters, to that common mwananchi who is feeling so low that that person that I was supporting did not make it, and to the leaders who are elected and those that won. What role do you think they can play to now reconcile the country, and even to those that did not win?
Right. We are dealing with very different scenarios in this country. The scenarios of those that won, the scenarios of those that didn't win. The scenarios that for communities that feel they lost because they were supporting particular candidates or particular candidature at the highest level, at the presidency level, and that person lost. And we are having scenarios where people are very sick, high blood pressure, getting diabetes, having asthmatic attacks because of the loss. We want to say that God has good plans for you. Plans for good and not for evil. And plans to give you a future. And what we need to do as a country is to know whether our candidates lost or they won, that we need to rebuild a country where all of us are going to benefit from the current government. And for the ones that are still feeling, I'm sick, I cannot wake up from the bed, I've been dreaming at night, just know that you need help. And also within our families, can we support the people who are seeming like they have been affected much more? Our churches, our workplaces, need to take it upon themselves so that we can see how we help people to be able to accept what has happened and to be able to heal, so that all of us solidly and unified, we can be able to move together into the future, a people who are refreshed and a people who have been rejuvenated and a people who have hope that we are going to have better days ahead.
Well, thank you so much, Josephine and Professor Catherine. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for sharing and educating as well as informing our audience. Well, that was Professor Catherine Gashuda as well as Josephine Rope, who are counseling psychologists, just sharing their comments or opinions and views as far as politics and mental wellness is concerned. Remember, this is Kirk in the morning. Thank you so much as well for your comments as well as questions. We take a very short break. We'll be coming with the sports news.
My name is Moaz Jamal. I'm the Managing Director of Associated Motors Limited. Associated Motors introduced the Isuzu brand of commercial vehicles into Kenya a little over 55 years ago. We've been with Family Bank a little over a year now. We've had a very good experience. There's always interaction between ourselves and the team at Family Bank. They've worked with us very much as part of the AM family. As a partner, they've always wanted to understand our business. In many ways, the name of the bank reflects what they do.
Our customers are family, and we want you to know that you can always bank on family.
I am not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much, and he has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By the kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the name.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
Good journalism is bold, in-depth, unique, captivates, reflects, and impacts. To quench your thirst for exceptional stories that are about you, from you, and for you, Kirk TV presents itself as the hub of feature stories. ranging from health and environment.
Either there is extreme drought or extreme floods, and these will affect people.
Religion and politics.
And the man looked at the boy, looked at the mother, and told the boy, going forward, don't wet the bed again.
There come a time when the nation is more important than an individual.
Education and socio-economic issues.
Nasaidika kwa sababu nikishona moja mbili nauza, napata kitu ya kulisha watoto.
I have met with other types which I have never met before.
To other stories that touch on your day-to-day life.
Ja ndio iko mingi zaidi. Tafadhali mnasaidia maji ya nyazi.
Tingatinga amekanyanga kila kitu.
Hatujawahi kuona mabadiliko yote kuhusiana na serikali ya kujengea sisi.
Kwanza kitu naweza omba tu nishikiliwe tu pande ya masomo tu ya watoto.
Kirk TV, the hub of feature stories.
My name is Moaz Jamal. I'm the Managing Director of Associated Motors Limited. Associated Motors introduced the Isuzu brand of commercial vehicles into Kenya a little over 55 years ago. We've been with Family Bank a little over a year now. We've had a very good experience. There's always interaction between ourselves and the team at Family Bank. They've worked with us very much as part of the AM family. As a partner, they've always wanted to understand our business. In many ways, the name of the bank reflects what they do.
Our customers are family, and we want you to know that you can always bank on family.
Not a mistake. Welcome to Kirk Watoto. We're very glad to have you. In this show, we have 4 segments.
I always get excited for this particular moment when we raise generation for Christ.
You know that Jesus loves you so much, and he has given you talents.
The aim of this program is to make sure that it nurtures your talent.
By the kuwa na baraka si pesa mingi, ni kuwa na Yesu ndani ya moyo wako na kujipenda na kujua ya kwamba you are not a mistake.
Wow! Let's do this. Let all the children come to me, because in the name.
Are you looking to grow your business? Kirk TV offers you a variety of advertising opportunities to suit your budget. Advertise with us today and reach your potential customers countrywide. For more information, email us on sales@kirktv.org or call 011 00 90 647.
Na mtazamaji, karibu tena. Sasa ni wakati wa spoti. Tunaelekea viwanjani naye Vincent Kerosi, lakini mwanzo tupate kitambulisho.
Na Jumatatu siku ya spoti, mambo vipi? Weekend imekuwa namna gani? Imekuwa na mambo mengi tu, japo ligi kuu Uingereza iliahirishwa kutokana na kifo cha malkia wa Uingereza Elizabeth wa pili. Mtazamaji, kulikuwa na ligi nyingi ambazo zilisakatwa, lakini leo hii tuangazie macho yetu katika mchezo wa riadha, halikadhalika mchezo wa tenisi. Kwanza kabisa tuanze na riadha, ambapo mshikilizi wa rekodi ya Afrika katika mbio za mita 100 Ferdinand Omanyala alikamilisha msimu kwa kumaliza katika nafasi ya 3 kwenye mtimko wa Memorial Boris Andzekovic ulioandaliwa mjini Zagreb, Croatia. Omanyala alipoteza dhidi ya Marekani Marvin Bressy, aliandikisha muda wa sekunde 9.97 huku Mwingereza Jeremiah Azu akimaliza katika nafasi ya pili. Omanyala aliandikisha muda wa sekunde 10.14 baada ama muda wa pole zaidi alowahi kuandikisha bingwa huyo wa Afrika. Na mtazamaji, baada ya kutoka katika riadha, tuangazie mchezo wa tenisi, ambapo katika mchezo huo Mhispania Carlos Alcaraz aliandikisha historia baada ya kuwa teenager wa kwanza kabisa kushinda taji kuu la US Open. Alcaraz mwenye umri wa miaka 19 alimpiku Casper Ruud, raia wa Norway, kwa seti za 6-4, 2-6, 7-6, 6-3 na sasa tapa hadi nafasi ya kwanza kabisa katika orodha ya wanatenisi duniani, na haya ndo aliyoyasema baada ya kuibuka mshindi.
It's crazy for me, you know. I've never thought that I was going to achieve something like that at 19 years old. So everything came so fast. So I mean, for me it's unbelievable. This is something that I dream since I was a kid, since I started playing tennis, and of course leave this trophy today is amazing for me.
Na baada ya kubwagwa basi, naye Casper Ruud akawa na haya ya kusema.
I'm proud of the match, and the 2 weeks I gave it all. I left it all out on the court and played some phenomenal tennis throughout the 2 weeks. Probably my best tennis ever on this surface, so I'm very happy in the end. So we'll hopefully get another chance at a slam in the future.
Na hizo ndizo taarifa za michezo ambazo zimejiri weekendi hii. Yapo mengi tu, maana yake kule nchini Hispania timu ya Real Madrid hapo jana ilipata ushindi wa mabao 4-1 dhidi ya Real Mallorca. Bila shaka watani wa Barcelona pia nao walipata ushindi wa mabao 4-0 siku ya Jumamosi dhidi ya Cadiz, licha ya kwamba mechi hiyo ilisitishwa kwa muda kufuatia tukio la kiafya lililoshuhudiwa uwanjani humo. Mtazamaji, kule nchini Italia, Juventus bado ni kama hajashika moto wa msimu, manake wanasuasua, jana wakipata sare ya mabao 2-2 dhidi ya Limbukeni Centarina. Bila shaka mabao ya Juventus yakija baadaye tu baada ya kukubali kipigo cha mabao 2-0 katika kipindi cha kwanza. Lakini hayo ni mengi tu ambayo tutakujuza katika taarifa zetu za baadaye kispoti. Kwa sasa tunapomalizia tu, Aida najua mambo ya tenisi kidogo yatamchanganya, lakini najua anaweza akasema 1-2 hivi kuhusiana na mtoto wa nyumbani Ferdinand Omanyala, ambaye msimu huu kiukweli alianza vizuri, lakini ameenda akimalizia kwa kusuasua kidogo. Sijui kama ni kuchoka sana, manake ameshiriki mbio nyingi sana mwaka huu na msimu huu. Kwa hivyo nafikiri kwamba amaliza msimu amechoka, manake katika ule msururu wa Memorial Boris kule nchini Croatia alimaliza nafasi ya 3 kwa kuandikisha sekunde 10.14 sekunde, ama ni muda ambao ni mrefu zaidi ukilinganisha na vile amekuwa akikimbia. Mara nyingi amekuwa akikimbia ikienda sana sekunde 10 hivi 0.04, lakini 0.14 ni nyingi zaidi ya Aida.
Na pengine kwangu swali langu litakuwa tu, ikiwa pengine Omanyala kuna mbio nyingine ambazo ataweza tu kukimbia na matokeo yake ya hivi karibuni, nakumbuka tu ile mbio aliweza kukimbia akawa wa 5, alafu hii hapa ambayo umeweza tu kutujuza amekuwa wa 3, pengine matokeo yake yataathiri mbio nyingine pengine za siku za usoni ama vipi?
Asidani, maana msimu umekwisha, msimu wa riadha umeisha.
hadi pale tena nafikiri mwezi Disemba kule. Kwa sasa wanakwenda mapumziko, kwa hivyo atachukua muda wake kujiangazia aone ni wapi hapa ambapo hajafanya vizuri, lakini pia atachukua muda wa kusherehekea, maana yake ndani ya msimu huu pia amepata kuvunja rekodi nyingi sana. Alivunja rekodi ya kuwa mwanaume mwenye mbio zaidi Afrika, akafanya pia rekodi, akashinda Commonwealth. Kwa hivyo ni jamaa ambaye amefanya vizuri zaidi. Mahali ambapo alisuasua kidogo ni wakati ule kulikuwa na mushkil katika maandalizi yake ya kuenda kule nchini katika mbio za ulimwengu kule nchini Marekani, ambapo visa yake ilikuja kama imechelewa, akaenda akamaliza nafasi ya 3, nafasi nzuri tu. Lakini kusema la kweli, jamaa huyu ametutia furaha na ameipaisha bendera ya taifa la Kenya juu zaidi. Kwa hivyo licha kwamba amekamilisha msimu akiwa kidogo amechoka, nafikiri ni kuchoka, manake kukimbia misuli kichoka pia wakati mwingine mwili ufika mahali unasema umetosha, kwa hivyo hautaki kusukuma zaidi hapo, na nafikiri kwamba atachukua muda wa kupumzika, na tunatarajia kuona jamaa ambaye atakimbiza wengi ulimwenguni, manake aliwashinda wengi. Hata yule ambaye amemshinda katika orodha ya ulimwengu hayupo nafasi hata ya 5. Wako wale ambao ni wazuri zaidi ambao aliwashinda huko Kipkeino Classic, akawashinda katika mbio za hata kule Oregon Marekani, katika mbio za Commonwealth akafanya vizuri zaidi. Kwa hivyo tumpongeze, tumhongere, tumtakie kila laheri anapopumzika na kujiandaa katika msimu unaokuja.
Na swali lingine tu kwako Vincent, tumezungumzia lile swala la visa ambapo visa yake Omanyala iliweza tu kucheleweshwa na akafika kwenye nchi hiyo pengine masaa machache tu kabla ya mbio yake. Na fahamu ya kwamba pengine serikali itakuwa tofauti, pengine hatujui, lakini pengine wizara hiyo ya michezo itakuwa vile vile na kiongozi tofauti. Kwako wewe ama ule tu wosia wako utakuwa upi kwenye tu ile wizara ya michezo kuhusiana na tu na kule kuwashika mkono na kuwapa support wale wachezaji?
Bila shaka tunatarajia kuona mabadiliko makubwa sana katika si tu katika wizara ya michezo, lakini katika sekta nzima ya michezo. Manake tunahitaji mtu ambaye ataingia kule na mara moja akimbie kazini, manake akuwe mtu ambaye anaelewa kazi kwanza, mtu anaelewa michezo, mtu anaelewa yale matatizo ya wachezaji, maslahi ya wachezaji, inafaa wachezaji na washiriki wote sport wanafaa kushughulikiwa namna gani. Kwa hivyo wacha tuone ni yupi ambaye rais ambaye sasa ni mteule kesho akiwa rais atakapoliteua baraza lake la mawaziri. Tunatarajia kuona hata tupatia waziri yupi katika ulingo wa sporti ili tuone kama tutainuka zaidi, manake kiukweli mahali imefikia ni lazima tupige hatua kwenda mbele, si kurudi nyuma tena. Kwa hivyo itabidi akuwe makini sana katika yeyote yule ambaye atamteua kwa waziri wa sporti. Wapo wengi ambao tumeona majina yakitajwa, akiwemo seneta wa Kericho Aaron Cheruiyot, wamemtaja seneta wa Uasin Gishu, seneta wa Elgeyo Marakwet ambaye ni Kipchumba Murkomen, ametajwa Mike Sonko pia. Ni watu ambao kiukweli hawa ni watu ambao wanajua sport, wanapenda sport ndio. Lakini ombi langu ni kwamba tupate mtu ambaye ni mwana sport zaidi. Tuwashukuru Mungu kwa sababu rais anayeingia anapenda sport. Tumemwona mara si moja akishiriki katika mbio mbalimbali na pia kuingia uwanjani kusherehekea wanariadha na bila shaka timu mbalimbali zinapocheza, na tutarajia kwamba hilo litasaidia hata kupiga hatua zaidi kispoti. Na mtufunge hapo spoti. Langu jina Vincent Keros, mpishi mpakuzi. Majali wake Mwenyezi Mungu, baadaye tutafanya spoti zaidi katika taarifa zetu za mchana, bila shaka taarifa zetu za saa 1 jioni. Naitwa Vincent Keros, inaondoka na kuacha na mwenzangu Aida mpaka kamilisha kipindi cha Kirk in the Morning on Monday. Kwaheri.
Na amekuwa Vincent Kerosi akikujuza tu kuhusiana na masuala ya michezo, vile vile spoti. Amekuarifu kuhusiana tu na zile mbio ambazo aliweza tu kukimbia Ferdinand Omanyala, vile vile masuala kuhusiana tu na ligi mbalimbali, vile vile spoti ambazo ziliweza tu kuchezwa wikendi hii. Mtazamaji, shukran sana kwa kuungana nami tangia mida ya saa 2 hadi saa 4. Imesalia dakika moja kufika saa 4 na dakika 10. Shukran sana kwa kutushika mkono na kuzidi kutazama Kirk TV kwenye kipindi hiki ukipendacho cha Kirk in the Morning. Nimekuwa wako Aida Munzati, na ikiwa unaungana nasi, kumbuka ya kwamba utapata majadiliano yetu tangu mida ya saa 2 kupitia mitandao yetu ya kijamii Facebook na YouTube Kirk TV Kenya. Pale Twitter tunapatikana kama Kirk TV_Kenya. Instagram ni kirktv.kenya. Shukran sana mtazamaji kwa kuungana nami, na kwa wote wale ambao wameweza tu kufanikisha taarifa hizi. Jina langu ni Aida Munzati. Tukutane tena Jumatatu.